This is for the no sew option or the little sew option, it's up to you, but you can do this completely no sew. So here's my first ornament that I've done, and for this one I have used fabric that I have woven on rigid heddle loom, and I've just joined two separate panels together. This is a great way to use up scraps that you have left over from another project. For this one I'm going to use some fabric that is from my floor loom. So you should be able to print out your two hearts, and one is just slightly larger than the other, and if you have some iron-on adhesive it should look like this. It's paper on one side, and on the other side it's shiny and rough. So you're going to be drawing on the paper side. Let's do that first. And take the smaller heart, set the other one aside just for now. Find a piece of paper where your heart's going to fit. Okay, that seems fine. And we're going to trace around that. Now if you find it difficult to trace, if you've got shaky hands or dexterity is not that great, you can always cut this out and stick it onto some thicker card, or print it onto thicker card, even stick it onto a light cardboard so that you have an easy template to trace around. There we go. Just want to cut that around that a little bit, but don't cut on the line just yet. Just roughly around the outline. Like so. Now we're going to grab our fabric and we're going to turn it over so that it's on the wrong side. So this is my right side. I'm going to put it on the wrong side. And I'm going to place this onto here, and you can decide on your own alignment. I can see my pattern through this, so that's fine for me where it is there. And now we're going to take that to the ironing board. Before you go ahead with this part, just check the instructions on your adhesive and see what sort of an iron you're supposed to iron it with. It may say, on the cotton setting with no steam or something like that. So once you've got it lined up, remember it's important to do it on the wrong side of the fabric. I'm just going to pop a presser cloth over the top of that without actually moving the placement, and I'm going to iron on top of that. Now just check and see whether that's bonded. It's mostly bonded. I can see a little bit here where it needs a bit extra. Okay, now we're going to leave that to cool. While we wait for the adhesive to cool, we can take our piece of felt and the larger heart, pop it in a corner somewhere so you're not wasting any of your beautiful felt, and we'll trace around that. I usually do it with pencil, just fairly lightly. Once again, you can make yourself a stiffer template than this if you need to. Let's see. Nope, can't quite see that in some parts, so make it a little bit darker. not great. There we go. Okay, now if you've got pinking shears, you can use them to cut this out. And if you haven't, you can just use regular scissors. Just go carefully with the pinking shears. The pinking shears here just add a nice effect. Your felt's not going to fray at all, so it's not for that purpose. Just to look nice. Okay, so that's our heart all cut out. Let's go back and have a look and see how that adhesive's going. Well, the adhesive is fully bonded and it's gone cool now. So that means I can just take a pair of scissors, regular scissors. You could also use your pinking shears here as well if you want that effect. And the line that we drew in pen, we're going to follow that line and cut. There we go. Now, clear away my mess. So that gives us the heart cut out with the paper backing still on. All we have to do now is to carefully peel the paper backing. And as you do, you will see your adhesive is now on the back of your fabric. You can feel it and it's kind of shiny. See that? And this is what makes the job so easy. Now we bring in our heart that we already cut out before, and I'm just going to give that a quick press because mine's a bit out of shape. There we go. So here's our adhesive side. We're going to turn that over so that the right side of the fabric is facing us. And position that on your felt where you want it. So you probably want it a bit like this with just a little rim of the felt showing at the side. And now we just press that on. Use a presser cloth if you're nervous about the adhesive getting on your iron or anything like that. Okay, mine hasn't bonded yet. There we go, that is now bonded. Once again, we'll leave it to cool before we do anything further with it. Now this part's optional because I did say that this is a no-sew project, but if you do like to sew or you want to and you like the effect, what I did on this one is just a zigzag stitch just around a top stitch around the edge of my heart. So I'm going to do the same for this one. All that's left to do now is to sew on some sort of ribbon or attachment so that you can hang your ornament. So for this one I've used an inkle band that I wove. I'm going to be using an inkle for this one as well. You could use some bias tape, that's fine, or some nice silky ribbon, that would look good too. So this is where I'm at now, and that's what it looks like from the back. with the sewing around the edge, and I'm just going to arrange this on the back, and I like to arrange it so that you can't see the ends, because the ends look a little bit messy. I have overlocked them, but they still don't look great. So something like that, and then I just pop a pin in there. To hold it in place, and I've got a sewing needle with some doubled over thread, and I'm just going to start next to that. Perhaps we'll come in closer. Okay. And I'm going to go into the felt, but not right through to the front of the fabric. Into the felt and up into the ribbon. Also, if you don't like hand sewing or don't want to, you could use a hot glue gun for this part. That's your other no-sew option. And just keep going around.